There you go. Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. Back by popular demand, the Queen of Disney. We have now tagged her the Queen of Disney, but we have Steph Lambert. We got such positive feedback and such great insight from the first episode. Had to have her back to go a little deeper. What else is she going to talk about Disney? You got to stay tuned, Wanderlusters, and make sure you check in. But before we get into Steph's expertise, please be sure you subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. I want to give a shout out to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. Make your next dream vacation a reality. Thank you, Nick Menard.
You're very welcome, Will. Hello, winners. Happy Wednesday.
And look at Steph's got new ears.
I got these are my Grand Floridian ears. These are my bougie.
And you got the shirt to match. Like you coordinated. Like
I always.
Yeah. Mass props.
Yes.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you. Like Will mentioned, thank you so much for coming back. I know you're busy with your beautiful family, and but you spent some time with us again. So we're gonna take advantage of it because last week we talked about the 4 different parks. I learned so much, and I've been an annual pass holder and I didn't know half of what you explained. So it makes me want to go back. And then also you mentioned all the different category of hotels from Disney that people can stay at. But we have so much more because I know there are things that are great to stay at Disney Hotel instead of staying at, I don't know, like an hotel around like Hilton or Wyndham or something like that. And why spend a little bit more money to stay at Disney Resorts? That's going to be the first topic of our conversation. So I will give you back the ball. Thank you for coming back and giving back the ball to discuss a little bit the why using a Disney resort.
Absolutely, my pleasure. So I have stayed on the Disney Resort 99% of the time, and the 1% that I didn't, I immediately regretted it. So I definitely want to speak to these different benefits that you receive staying at any of the resorts. And so first, I'm going to start with what you receive at all the resorts, and then there's a few that are deluxe only. So all resorts, the number one benefit is the Disney transportation. The Disney transportation is complicated, to be honest. There are water taxis, there are Skyliners, there are monorails, and there are buses, and they don't all go to each place, right? And so I think when you stay on the Disney Resort, you have cast members there to guide you what is the fastest way to get to any of the places, and then that mode of transportation is available to you, right? So if you are Art of Animation Resort, for example, that's a Skyliner resort. You can get to either Hollywood Studios or Epcot from the Skyliner, and you can get there in like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes tops. So it's just so easy to just pop on the Skyliner and be right at those resorts. Then we have the bus system. The bus system is amazing. It goes everywhere. It works like clockwork. Disney bus drivers are absolutely fantastic, and they go all over the place, not just to the parks, by the way. You can also go to Disney Springs. Disney Springs is the premier shopping destination, as well as excellent restaurants, excellent entertainment like Cirque du Soleil. Some of my favorites, Raglan Road restaurant, World of Disney store, right? Lego store for the little ones. So lots of really cool things there. And having the bus to Disney Springs is particularly helpful because you already go through your own little security line to go to Disney Springs, because for Disney Springs, you do have to go through security. And if you don't take the bus, you have to go into the parking garage and then be funneled up to a security entrance, then down an escalator. So it's just a little bit much, a little bit more than the bus, which is right there. Quick security. You're in, you're out, you're done. It's beautiful. So the Disney bus system.
I will say I needed to use the bus several times after going to Raglan Road by having Guinness and Shepherd's Pie. So the bus comes in handy.
Disney bus drivers are always magically sober. It's just all very, very good. Absolutely. So Disney buses for the win. Water taxis, right? Some of the places where you'll have water taxis is that area around where Epcot and Hollywood Studios are. You have the Boardwalk, Yacht Club, Beach Club, Swan, and Dolphin. Water taxis take you to all those places. And so those are constantly rotating around that lake and can get you anywhere very, very quickly. And then Magic Kingdom, you've got the water taxis going from Polynesian, going from the Grand Floridian, going from the Fort Wilderness Lodge, the Wilderness Lodge, and the Fort Wilderness. All constantly running. And so you've got that mode of transportation. But I think what's important is people do get confused. So I had a friend go to Disney recently, and she called me from Hollywood Studios and asked me how to take a boat to Magic Kingdom. And I was like, there's no connecting waterway. But so you can't. But so that's just the piece of it is Disney. If you stay on a Disney resort, you have all that help and clarity of the cast members to guide you on how to navigate, as well as the park hopping buses. So the buses will also take you from Magic Kingdom to Epcot to anywhere and then back to your resort later on. So that little bit of it, transportation is everything. So as we mentioned on the last session, the Ticketing Transportation Center, for example, if you drive to Magic Kingdom from another hotel, you have to go to the Ticketing and Transportation Center and then board either the Joe Palmer, the giant ferry boats. I think it's called the Joe Palmer. I'm 99% sure. Although if I'm wrong, I'm going to get lots of hate on here, which is fine. And then the monorail. So those are the two ways that you have to go. And sometimes one of those breaks. And so the TTC, as efficient as it is, things can go wrong. And it adds at least 40 minutes to your arrival. So staying in a Disney resort just makes everything so much faster, simpler, easier. So that's Disney transportation for the win. The other really, really big one is, and these are now moderate and deluxe, is character meet and greets. So I can't even tell you how many times I have pulled up to my resort and seen the bus out front, because you see the bus and it says, it's like that shows that the characters are in it. It's like a very Disney bus. You go in there and you'll have like Chip and Dale in your lobby. You'll have Daisy and Donald, Pluto will be in your lobby, Goofy will be in your lobby, and those are no lines. They're walk up, you interacting with the characters. Donald has walked my daughter holding her hand to the bus stop. It is absolutely amazing. So magical. Like those moments as a parent, when your child has that surprise of seeing one of the characters in their lobby, is absolutely just, it gives you all the feels and chills. And so that honestly, the magic, not to overuse the term, but the magic of having that in your resort is incredibly meaningful. And it's almost every day. So it's generally in the afternoons. Sometimes the cast members will know about when it is. In some resorts, it's actually posted, like Port Orleans, it'll be posted when they're going to be there so you can plan it. But sometimes it's just a surprise, but it's almost every day. So that one is super, super fun. So that is deluxe and moderate resorts. Now, deluxe only. So that is, to cover again, just as a reminder, deluxe resorts are the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, the Wilderness Lodge, the Contemporary, the Yacht Club, the Beach Club, and the Boardwalk, and the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Riviera. Last one.
Did you just do that all from memory?
Yeah.
That's
And
the queen of Disney. My goodness, go ahead.
and the Riviera. And so those are the Disney Deluxe resorts. So extra magic hours. So there is early park entry, which is 30 minutes. You have, they'll scan your Magic Band or your My Experience app. So got to have that app where your hotel will be, your reservation will be on the app. They'll scan either of those, and you'll get past a checkpoint to go to get into the park early. So for some parks, it's a lot of the park, and then for some parks like Magic Kingdom, it's like Fantasyland, right? So you'll have access to like the whole Dumbo area, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan's Flight. That whole area will be open. And if you've got little ones, I have knocked out 5 rides in those 30 minutes. Just because there's no lines. It's just amazing. Like we've hit Dumbo, Barnstormer, Ariel, Winnie the Pooh, and the Teacups. And then the park's not even open up to everybody else yet. So you can knock out so much in your day just by leveraging, taking full advantage of that early entry. And then the last one, my personal favorite, is deluxe extended evening hours. So these change throughout the year. Typically, they'll have 2 parks on a rotation, and it's generally a weeknight or a Sunday night. I believe right now they have Epcot and Magic Kingdom rotating, but I've seen all 4 parks. All 4 parks do rotate at some point. So you will have if the park closes at 9 to 11. Only if you're a deluxe resorts person can you be in the park. And so they'll scan your Magic Band again or your ticket before you can board any ride. So people will say well, how are they going to know? Oh, they're going to know. Trust me. They're going to know. And so they're going to check. So the minute it hits 9 o'clock, if you are entering the line right? If you're entering the line, they are going to make sure that you have the hotel reservation for Deluxe. And that is actually both available on your check-in and check-out day. So say you just stay one night, you get it on either of those nights, right? So it's huge. So my kids, sometimes I think that they're going to be pooped after the fireworks, and then they find out it's Deluxe Resort hours and they get this second wind. And then we do Pirates and Haunted Mansion and Mine Train all in the next hour because they're like, well, now there's no lines. I got to do it again. And it is awesome because it's nighttime. The parks are very lit up differently at nighttime. The parks at night period are beautiful. And actually, one of my favorite surprise things at an after hour was at Animal Kingdom. A very rare experience is the Tree of Life awakenings. So a lot of people don't know this, but on some nights, the Tree of Life will awaken. This is the main tree of Animal Kingdom, and a beautiful like Lion King projection show will go, and it is just beautiful music, amazing projections. It's about 10 minutes, but you don't know what's going to happen, but usually it happens during those Deluxe after hours. So those are absolutely fantastic benefits to staying at a resort hotel.
Wow. Well, I can tell that sometimes people look at pricing, and it makes sense. Like it can get pricey after if you stay 3 days and you have like but like you mentioned, even if you pay like a couple of more $100 to stay at a Disney, but you have those extra time, like you said, with no line, and also at night during the summer or even during spring when it's so hot, it's gonna be so much better for children as well. Like they can handle the heat a lot better at that time. So it just makes sense. The experience with the character, I mean, kids love to take picture with those, and then you can do that. The experience, she will never forget that Mickey, like literally walk her to the bus stop. So those things are just experience and memories. And I always said, if you pay a little bit more for memory, it's gonna be so much worth it. And then the parking, you didn't touch on this, but if you have to park with your car, it costs you like a fortune. I mean, it costs like $25-$30 just to park, and then you have to wait, to walk forever to get in at the entrance. Exactly. So that is really, really bad. And I know there is more. I will give you the ball, but I wanted to touch base quickly on this because it's more than just the money, and whatever you get more for it is so worth it in my estimation as well.
Yeah, so just two more to cover in the time that we have is there's also just the on-resort activities, right? So every night in the Deluxe Hotel specifically, there's a campfire with free marshmallows and sticks. So I always bring graham crackers because the ones that they have to buy, they're like $10, of course, right? So the marshmallows are free. They really get you on the graham crackers. Right? So yes, it's Mickey shaped, but come on. And so I always bring some graham crackers with us to make and chocolate to make some little s'mores. But there's the free campfire with the free marshmallows. Also the movie night. So they will put out like a movie on like the lawn or by their pool, playing a movie every single night that kids can go do. Also, there'll be like yoga at the boardwalk. There's yoga on that green path. So every resort has their own individual things that they do that just make, again, all the more magical for having like a resort day. Because if you're there for 7 days, sometimes you just need to take a resort day and not do the parks and just enjoy that resort that you're at. And they make it the whole day there's something going on. So especially at the Deluxe Resorts, there's always really amazing activities. The last bit is the ability to early book your lightning lanes. So that is very, very important. So especially if you don't go often and you're trying to make sure that you make the most of your time at Disney and that you're not having to have a meltdown with a kid because the line is an hour and a half long. So lightning lanes are very, very important to make the most of your time. So there are 3 kinds of lightning lanes, but just high level, you can, if you stay at a Disney resort, you can have 7 days to early book your lightning lanes, whereas other people who have other tickets or passes, it's just 3 days. So you have first dibs. First dibs in the lightning lane. So the morning things always go first. So it's really, really important. Lightning lanes, there are 3 kinds. There is the lightning lane multi-pass, which is the most common. So you would pay, let's say, anywhere from like $19 to $30, maybe up to $35 for Magic Kingdom for one person for that day to have multi-pass. And then you can book 3 experiences in advance. One of them, this is where it gets a little tricky, being a top tier attraction. For example, at Magic Kingdom, it'll be Peter Pan's Flight, it will be Tiana's, it will be Space Mountain, it'll be Thunder Mountain, and it will be Jungle Cruise. Those are the 5. Those are the 5 top tier. Everything else is a second tier, unless it's a single multi-lane pass. So there's also the single pass. So the lightning lane single pass is what it's called. Sorry, it's a tongue twister. So for the Disney's most popular rides, which are Guardians at Epcot, Rise the Resistance at Hollywood, Flight of Passage at Animal Kingdom. I'm kind of freaking myself out, the fact that I know all these. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron. Those all have their own individual pass. So say you don't want to do a multi-pass and you're just going for Tron, or you're just going for Flight of Passage, and you're totally okay to wing the rest. Those things will be anywhere from like $15 to $30, right? Depending on the season and how busy the park is that day. You've just booked that one ride in advance. And so the multi-pass, once you use your first one, this is my favorite bit about it. Once you use your first experience, you can then book another one. I have gotten up to 13 rides in one day on Lightning Lane passes because I'm good, right? So just anything, whether it's your second tier or your first tier. And so even if you do one of the like Dumbo at 8:30 in the morning and you use that, then you can go book Slinky Dog at Hollywood as soon as you've done that. Like it can be any other park if you have Park Hopper on your ticket or on your pass, and it can be any level of ride, the next one. So it's amazing. So for me, when I do Magic Kingdom, for example, if I'm there all day, once you get my first thing done, there's like 15 different things from multi-pass, and I just keep doing the next little bits. And we just don't know what lines are like.
No, exactly. As soon as you scan your watch or whatever the app, you can book the next one. So you just scan, and then in the line, because you have some little line, like it's very short, I already booked the next one. Yeah, that's perfect. That's the best way to do it. But you're right. Like when you stay at the hotel, you have the advantage of taking in advance those things. So yeah.
I was up at 7 a.m. yesterday booking the next trip. So, and it opens at 7 a.m., by the way. So 7 days, and the app will tell you, by the way, it's very nice. So when you buy when you go to buy the Lightning Lane, it'll say like, oh, you can do this soon based on your ticket or your hotel reservation. The last one is the Premier Pass. So if you're only going to go once and you don't want to stress about anything at all, right? Or if you're just, swimming in it, if you've got extra cash, the Premier Pass is awesome. So it's like $400 depending on the park. It can go, I've seen it as low as $189 for Animal Kingdom. That's the lowest I've observed. I'm sure it could go a little lower. Usually in the 2s and the 3s for Epcot and Hollywood, and usually close to $4 for Magic Kingdom. But you get to do each ride just once, but whenever you want. No booking, no nothing, no looking at your phone, because that's some of the feedback Disney's gotten is people do feel like they're on their phone more, right? So if you don't want to deal with looking at your phone, you can just throw money at it and have the Premier Pass. The next level, there is an even better thing. It's one to mention. There is the VIP tour. So they have their own. If you go on Disney's website, you search for VIP tours, that phone number will come up. Also, if you have a Disney travel planner, which I also highly advise, they can hook you up with the VIP experience. That goes anywhere from a low season around $400 an hour up to $900 an hour, minimum of 7 hours, but maximum of 10 people. So if you're going with a big group, you can split it 10 ways. And you can do 4 parks, like 2 or 3 rides at each park, because they're taking you in a special van through secret back entrances. They're meeting you with churros. They're handing you Starbucks. And then you're ending the night in your reserved section of Happily Ever After fireworks. And then you're probably crying with happy tears. Because it's just that. I've done it once, if you can't tell. And I just keep hoping that one day my mom will pay for it one more time.
Hey.
Hopefully she's listening. Now she knows what to get you for a birthday or a holiday.
Just
one more. Oh my God. That's so much knowledge again. Thank you so much, Steph. You touched on everything. I mean, we had like we had a little chat before, and I think you did everything with 0 questions. So phenomenal job. You were able to spit it out there and just give tons of knowledge to all our audience. So thank you so very much. The great thing, like I mentioned last week, we have Steph's number. You won't, but we do. So if you have any question about Disney or anything like that, I have the special line to Steph for anything Disney. So if something I don't know, which I learned, I don't know a lot of things, and I'm certified Disney travel agent, But there are so many details like that you mentioned that just make sense and refresh also my memory. But don't hesitate to reach out, and we will make sure to make your dream of Magic Kingdom, of Animal Kingdom, and all the other park a reality by having you go there and also staying at the best hotel based on what you would like to stay at. And so thank you so much again for joining us today.
Have a magic.
Yeah, just phenomenal. Queen of Disney, Steph Lambert, thank you. Much gratitude for you sharing your wisdom with our listeners. That'll do it, Wanderlusters. So please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow 2 for the Win on your favorite platform. And again, thanks to Nick Menard and associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. And thank you to our very special guest, Steph Lambert, and all her different Disney years that she bestowed upon us over these last 2 weeks, and especially the knowledge. It was just fantastic. We'll see you next week, winners. Take care.
Thank you, winners. Bye-bye.